It started with a sound. Not loud, not violent, just a soft, rhythmic tapping coming from behind the walls. Ethan Cole told himself it was nothing, but sometimes the quietest warnings are the loudest cries for help. By the time he finally understood what the sound meant, it was already too late. Ethan Cole was the kind of man who believed problems fixed themselves. At 38, he had a steady job, a modest suburban home, and a wife who once called him her safe place. Her name was Lena Harper. But lately, Lena had stopped calling him anything at all. The house felt heavier these days. Lena would sit at the kitchen table long after dinner, staring at nothing. Their son, Milo, once full of energy, now stayed locked in his room. And every night, around 2:17 a.m., tap, 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 from inside the walls. Ethan heard it 3 months ago. Eroyed. Ober muttering. Probably pipes. He never checked. The signs weren't subtle. Lena stopped laughing at his jokes, stopped touching his arm, stopped asking how his day was. Instead, she asked different questions. Are you happy, Ethan? He didn't look up. Of course. Why wouldn't I be? That wasn't what she meant. At work, Ethan cut corners. Deadlines slipped. Emails ignored. His boss, Raymond Hawley, called him in twice. You're distracted, Raymond said. I'm fine, Ethan replied. He wasn't. But denial is easier than repair. The tapping grew louder. One night, Milo crept into their room. Dad, I think something's in the walls. Ethan sighed. It's an old house. It sounds like it's scratching. It's nothing. Milo didn't look convinced. Neither did Lena. Then came the smell. Faint at first, a sour, metallic scent drifting through the hallway. Lena noticed it while folding laundry. Ethan, something's wrong. He sprayed air freshener. Problem solved. Or so he thought. Days later, Milo's school called. He'd gotten into a fight. He said someone kept whispering his name, the counselor explained. Ethan was embarrassed. Kids make things up. But that night, Ethan finally stayed awake. Las 2:16 alto m. Silence. 2:17. Tap. 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 Only this time, it wasn't coming from the walls. It was coming from the baby monitor. They never unplugged, even though Milo was 12. Static flickered, and through the grainy speaker, a faint voice. Ethan. His blood ran cold. He walked down the hallway. The smell was stronger. The tapping stopped, and in that silence, he heard something else, dripping. From inside the wall, he grabbed a hammer. Lena begged him not to. Ethan, call someone. But he needed to prove it was nothing. One swing. Drywall cracked. Second swing. A hole. Open it. And what he saw wasn't pipes. Wasn't animals. It was black mold. Thick. Spreading like veins through the insulation. Wet. Alive. Rotting from the inside out. The dripping wasn't water. It was condensation from months of ignored leaks. The smell wasn't random. It was decay. The whispers. The monitor picking up distorted radio signals. The fight. At school, Milo had been having migraines from spores in the air. The house had been poisoning them. Slowly. Silently. Because Ethan didn't want to deal with inconvenience. Because he didn't want to admit something was wrong. Because fixing it would cost money. Time. Effort. Responsibility. And now, the contractor's words echoed. It's been building for months. Maybe longer. You could have caught this early. Lena stood outside with Milo, watching their home being condemned. Red tape across the door. Unsafe. She looked at Ethan with something worse than anger, disappointment. You never listen, she said softly. Not to the house. Not to me. They moved into a rental. Temporary, they said. But some damage isn't. Walls. It's too trust. Milo needed treatment for respiratory issues. Lena needed space. And Ethan. Ethan lay awake at night in a silent room. No tapping. No whispers. Just the echo of every ignored warning. He finally understood something. The house wasn't the only thing rotting. His marriage had been cracking. His son had been reaching out. His own health had been declining. The signs were everywhere, but ignoring them was easier than confronting them, until it wasn't. Ethan stands outside the condemned house one last time. The wind pushes gently against the boarded windows, and for a split second, he imagines he hears it again. Tap, tap, tap. But this time, he doesn't turn away. He closes his eyes. Too late to save the house. Maybe not too late to save what's left. How many signs in your life are you ignoring right now? The strained relationship, the health symptom, the quiet unhappiness, the small voice saying, something isn't right. What will it take for you to finally listen before it's too late?